All right, Jeanette, thanks very much. A new Omicron subvariant known as XBB is spreading quickly nationwide as doctors say COVID-19 continues to evolve. The XBB variant reportedly evades antibodies formed from previous infections and vaccinations and binds better to cells. One report says repeated vaccinations may make people more susceptible to XBB. Oh, and there's another thing we're going to talk about today. That is death during sex. Fox medical team Dr. Mike has more for us this morning. And Mike, we got to bury the headline for just a minute here, okay? I have to talk about the XBB variant, but we've been teasing all morning about this death during sex. So we're going to get to that, my friend. We're going to get to that. Let's talk COVID first of all. What's going on with the XBB variant?
Well, first of all, I want to make it very clear there's a lot of misinformation out there. Vaccines are not causing the variants. Like everything else, Steve, on the planet, we all want to exist, and that includes COVID-19. So as time goes on, there will be variants, and we'll deal with it. Now, the good news is that our vaccinations and our treatment options, including things like Paxlovid, are working very, very well. Not one of my patients in recent times has ended up in the hospital. They are just having a bad cold. So if you haven't gotten vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you've had COVID, if you've had both, then you'll be in good shape. You'll just get a bad cold. So this is going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. It's just very contagious. That's the big news with XBB 1.5.
So, Mike, I was talking with another doctor. Please don't think I'm cheating on you. I'm just trying to get the full coverage of the story here. You're still my #1 go-to guy.
Yes.
But one of the things that we were talking about was the variants are going to continue, right, as you just spelled out perfectly. Will we continue to just naturally become stronger against them? I mean, is there that hope for the future, or, as we continue to see more variants, or is there still a risk that some super variant could still pop up that we're not ready for?
Well, there's always a risk that something catastrophic will occur. There might be another virus. There's no question about it, Steve. It could happen again. But the big thing to remember is that compared to 2020, we are now in a much better place because most people have either had the virus, had the vaccine, or had both, and are now suffering bad colds. So it's not a novel, it's not a new thing that no one has ever experienced. It's old news, and it's becoming endemic like the flu. So look, if you're elderly, if you're very young, if you have medical problems, you have a transplanted organ, then you need to be careful. I wouldn't go to a big concert. I wouldn't get on a plane without a mask, and take care of yourself. But unless we're going to live in a bubble, we need to get used to it. Look at China. They are finally getting used to the fact now that it ain't going to go away. It's going to be there. So forget about it. Just deal with it.
All right. Listen, I love the directness of Dr. Mike. All right, let's leave that topic now off to the side. Let's talk about the big story. Death during sex. This was always thought to be, and forgive me for generalizing, this was always thought to be the quote-unquote old man disease. You, Dr. Mike, are saying, hold on a minute, that is not the case at all here.
Not at all, Steve. And the one thing about #3, Mr. Hamlin, we've learned that cardiac events occur, they do occur, and it is a major life-threatening, potentially life-threatening situation. Now, there is data suggesting that not only is it old men, but also more women are suffering sudden cardiac death during sexual activity, and younger people. Now, in the young people, Steve, it's mainly, and I brought a heart with me, all right, it's mainly either a genetic thing where the rhythm, one of the examples is a prolonged QT interval that can predispose you to a rhythm problem, or it can be like Hank Gathers, the cardiomyopathy, what we call hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The heart is not normal in its anatomy. Now, that is mainly the issue with young people. And by the way, women have been very, very undiagnosed and understudied for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of bias in the history of the medical literature, mainly focused on men, not women. But it happens, and you need to be prepared. The one thing that we've learned since last week, everyone needs to know how to do CPR.
Yeah, no doubt.
And even if it's in a compromising situation, Steve, you got to know what to do. If someone is having cardiac arrest, you need to be able to do CPR. And if there's an AED around, use it.
Use it. Yeah, absolutely, for yourself and to save others. Mike, I still have questions about the death during sex. We'll get to those the next time we chat with you. I promise that. Love you, Dr. Mike, as a friend, and we'll see you soon.
I love you, Steve. You the man.
Thanks, buddy.
You the man, Steve.
Still to come this morning. We'll see you soon, Mike.
You the man.